Ever wondered what happens inside a courtroom? Well, it starts outside of the courtroom, even outside of the system itself. Firstly, a crime must be committed. It could be anything: arson, theft, murder, and even more. The crime is investigated, and charges are laid by the South Australian Police. Charges can only be laid if there is enough evidence. This evidence could be DNA, CCTV footage, or fingerprints. There are also plenty of other forms of evidence that can be used. The defendant is either remanded or held in custody or released, bailed, to appear later in court. Court cases can take a long time and can move between the different courts. For minor cases, the case remains in the magistrate's court. For major cases, the case moves to either the district or Supreme Court. This depends on the severity of the crime. If the defendant gives a guilty plea, the case moves to sentencing. This is regardless of the court the case is in. If the defendant gives a not guilty plea, they move to the trial phase. When committed to trial, the plea is formally entered and trial dates are given. Either a judge alone or a judge and jury will decide upon the verdict. Both the prosecution and defence will present their case to the court. Experts and witnesses may be summoned to present their evidence. If found guilty, a judge will decide upon the sentence. A head sentence is the total time to be served, and a non-parole period is the time before any possible release. If the defendant is given a suspended sentence, the defendant will either have certain conditions to fulfill or be released unconditionally. Varying factors can impact the length or severity of the sentence. These can include the defendant's character, any prior offences, psychological state, and victim impact statements read out in court. An appeal can be filed, and that goes to the Court of Criminal Appeal. This is a completely separate process. To make it short, however, if the appeal is won, the defendant goes free. If not, the original sentence stands.